Travel along, Catholic pilgrims, as we learn from St. Augustine, Doctor of the Church, while we read his book, Confessions. Welcome, Catholic pilgrims. Today we are going to hear for the first time about St. Augustine's mistress. I think that's one of the things most people know about him, is that he had one and she bore him a son. I think it will be good to hear about what was going on in his mind in taking a mistress, so let's read from Book 4, Chapter 2, which starts on page 71. During those years, I was a teacher of the art of public speaking. Love of money had gained the better of me, and for it, I sold to others the means of coming off the better in debate. But you know, Lord, that I preferred to have honest pupils, insofar as honesty has any meaning nowadays, and I had no evil intent when I taught the tricks of pleading, for I never meant them to be used to get the innocent condemned, but, if the occasion arose, to save the lives of the guilty. From a distance, my God, you saw me losing my foothold on this treacherous ground, but through clouds of smoke, you also saw a spark of good faith in me. For though, as I schooled my pupils, I was merely abetting their futile designs and their schemes of duplicity, nevertheless I did my best to teach them honestly. In those days I lived with a woman, not my lawful wedded wife, but a mistress, whom I had chosen for no special reason but that my restless passions had alighted on her. But she was the only one, and I was faithful to her. Living with her, I found out by my own experience the difference between the restraint of the marriage alliance contracted for the purpose of having children and a bargain struck for lust, in which the birth of children is begrudged, though, if they come, we cannot help but love them. I remember, too, that once when I had decided to enter a competition for reciting dramatic verse, a sorcerer sent to ask me how much I would pay him to make certain that I won. I loathed and detested these foul rites, and told him that even if the prize were a crown of gold that would last forever, I would not let even a fly be killed to win it. For he would have slaughtered living animals in his ritual, and by means of these offerings he would have pretended to invoke the aid of his demons in my favor. But, O God of my heart, it was not from a pure love of you that I rejected this wickedness. I had not learnt how to love you, for when I thought of you I imagined you as some splendid being, but entirely physical. Does not the soul which pines for such fantasies break its troth with you? Does it not trust in false hopes and play shepherd to the wind? But while I would not let this man offer sacrifice for me to his devils, all the time I was offering myself as a sacrifice to them because of my false beliefs. For if we play shepherd to the wind, we find pasture for the devils, because by straying from the truth we give them food for laughter and fill their cup of pleasure. What is the natural law? The natural law are those laws which we can know simply by using our reason and intellect. Basically, they are things that all people can know because God created us as rational beings with intelligent minds. We aren't like the angels in that we still have to learn and reason through things, but we can do those things. So most of our civil laws, governmental laws, circle around the natural laws. And the reason they do is because, believer or not, you can know them without God having to tell you directly or reveal them through divine revelation. Now, we don't always follow the natural laws, but we can know them. For example, we all know that lying is bad. Most people value honesty. We know that stealing is bad. That's why most people do it in the dark, though not so much anymore. It is also not hard to reason that murdering innocent people is bad. Even for people that are loose in their sexual morals, They still have some lines that they feel are too much to be crossed. However, there are some people that pretend that there are no lines, but they're pretending. We don't like cheating. Marriage is supposed to be monogamous, and people don't really like being cheated on. We don't like adultery. With all these things, we can know them, and across time and cultures, people recognize these things. In our readings, we hear how St. Augustine has the ability to follow natural laws. He is an intelligent guy. He wants to be honest in teaching his students, and he wants them, for the most part, to be honest when they go out, especially as attorneys. He doesn't want them lying to condemn innocent people. Later, we hear how St. Augustine takes a mistress, and while that isn't good, he does show that he values loyalty to her. He was faithful to her, and he loves his child, which is another natural law. It doesn't take divine revelation to tell us that we should love our offspring and protect them. And then in the last paragraph, we see how St. Augustine doesn't want to cheat in order to win. Or I guess I should say, he doesn't want any part in something that could potentially cause cheating, such as the sorcerer sacrificing to demons in order to gain favor. So what we see here is that if we pay attention to our conscience and let it be our guide, we will intuitively know what is right and wrong. And if we heed that voice in our mind, it does keep us from a lot of heartache. We will pause here for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Chapter 3. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.